Hi everyone, it's Julia. I'm working on a wall hanging today with this bird, and I do have some fusible fleece, and the adhesive side is up. I'm going to be adding some just scraps. I went through my greens and went through my blues. So the greens are going to be towards the bottom, so it kind of looks like trees or grass, and then the blues will be more for the sky up on top. And like I said, I just went through my scrap bin. So there's all sorts of different colors and shades. And once I have everything laid out, just giving this a good press to activate that glue. So everything will be stuck on this. I'm using two different kinds of threads for this. I'm going to be doing the blue for the blues and the green for the greens. And I'm using a free motion zigzag. So my feed dogs are dropped. I do have my free motion foot on, and I have it my zigzag set at a width of 5, and of course my stitch length is at 0 because I'm doing all the moving on this. And when I go horizontally, it's going to be a straight stitch, but when I go up and down, it'll be a zigzag. It's a really funky stitch. It's kind of all over, but I do like it for certain projects. And it goes quickly. It travels really quick with the zigzag, and it's just a lot of fun. And you can see it there, and I'll flip it over. It's just like I said, it's kind of crazy. I wanted to add a little bit more texture to this, and so I have a piece of tea-dyed cheesecloth that I'm going to lay on this. And then a little butterfly, and I do have Heat and Bond light on the back of that butterfly. That was just on a piece of fabric, and I just fussy cut it out. I love taking little elements from other fabrics, and I'm using invisible thread on this just to attach that butterfly and that cheesecloth too. And this I have a straight stitch going here, and I'm just outlining. You're really not going to see those stitches at all on either of these two pieces. I wanted to mention that I do have that bird design in my Etsy store, and I'll link that down below for you. I believe I have it on a pouch in my Etsy store, but it would work wonderful for, like a pillow, or like I'm doing a wall hanging here. I have my Heat and Bond light, and I'm just drawing those pieces or those elements of that bird on my Heat and Bond light. I'm drawing on the paper side up, and I reversed my design because I do want the bird to be facing um, to the right when I'm doing this. Now ironing all those pieces on the back side of my paper. I have a piece of batik here, so you can't really tell that that's the back side, but everything ironed on the back side. And then I'm just going to lay my design. I'm deciding on the branch. Branches, I wanted it to go completely off the edge. So I'm just laying those on first. And then to get my bird placement right, I laid a piece of parchment paper right over that design, and I can see through that really well, and I can just get my pieces where I want them to be according to that drawing. You can also, there's Teflon sheets too that you can purchase for this, but parchment paper I find works really well. Just getting that little beak in there, and then when I get everything on, then you just take your iron and you press it. And because I have things tucked underneath a little bit, it's going to all stick together as a one applique. You'll see it here, but the thing is, you do have to let it completely cool on the parchment paper before you peel it up. But there I have my complete, complete little applique, and then I can press that on. I have a heat erase pan. I just want to get those feet on there, those legs, so I know the placement on those when I'm at my sewing machine. And I'm just going to be doing some little marks too on the wing and on the tail. Back I go. I have just a beige colored thread on, I believe I'm using for this. And just doing the edges, but also going to be filling in and doing some doodling on the wings and the tail, just to get some more marks in there. And down to the legs, then I'm just going to draw those legs in with my thread. That's what I love about free motion stitching is you can just, draw with it and draw with thread, and it's just really fun. Just going back and forth and getting some design in that branch. Now I want to create the words, and I just went to my computer and got I use Canva, and I did the words, birds don't worry, they sing, which I love. You can use freezer paper for this, and you can put freezer paper on the back and just iron that waxy freezer paper on, or you could use labels. And I've got these labels because I do have orders, and so I print off labels with my computer, but this is the exact size you need to run through your computer. It's the 8.5 by 11. And so this works just great. So I'm at my computer with my piece of fabric, and I'm just using a muslin. But it does have those labels on the back, so it's just easy to print it right off your computer. Cutting my little words out. I think I did 3 of these phrases. I'm going to make some totes or something with the same design. Just getting this where I want it, and decided to put them on a couple different branches here. I love this saying, and I'm just so excited for spring. It's like I'm going to do a bird design this right now, and yeah, really get me in the spirit for spring. I'm adding these on just with some glue stick until I get to my sewing machine. You just make sure your glue stick is dry before you go. And notice I added another little flower element to the bottom left. I just thought it needed something, and I had that in my stash. I'm spraying this with 505 temporary adhesive now, and I'm making my sandwich. So I added that same fabric that I did with the branches to the back, smoothing that out. And now I'm just going to do a loopy machine applique on this. Just a meander loopy stitch. And I'm avoiding the bird completely and the butterfly. I didn't want to stitch through that. But just meander stitching all over on this. I'm using like a light gray thread when I'm doing this background. And that is all complete. Now I'm going to do an easy facing. I'm just getting all my evening up all my sides. I have 4 5-inch squares cut that I folded in half into triangles. And I'm going to just clip those into place in the corners. And then for the facing itself, I measured my top, and it was, I believe, 11 inches. So I cut my facing at 10 inches. You wanted 1 inch less than the top. At least 1 inch. You could go an inch and a half as well. You just do not want any fabric in the corners. So when I clip all these on, you do want it just to center it so that you have about a 1/2 inch gap on the corners. Do the same all the way around, and I'm just going to stitch, taking a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Doing some clipping. And then it's as easy as turning all this to the back side. I love doing this technique for some of these smaller quilts. It's just easier than binding, but it has a real nice finished look to it. Really important to give it a good press and to turn all that facing to the back. So it takes a little bit of going, just rolling those seams, and just takes a little bit of the pressing. But once that's all done, you can take it back to your sewing machine, and I'm going to stitch all the way around this, taking about a 3/8 or 1/2 inch seam allowance. You could also hand stitch this part down if you don't want any seams on the front. And then you automatically have a great place for your dowel. It's just an easy way to finish off your quilts, these little ones. I hope you enjoyed this, everybody. I hope let's go spring. Have a great week. Bye for now.